What's going on, everybody? Alex here. Welcome back to my channel. I got another interview today, y'all. I know it's been a while since we had the interviews, but I have a very, very special guest who agreed to go ahead and sit down with me for a little bit. I'll let you go ahead and introduce yourself. Go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I'm Marcella. I'm the founder and CEO of The Root Remedy. We're the first Black female-founded beauty supplement gummy brand and business for under a year. So yeah, I guess we're going to be talking about my small business journey today.
Yes, we are. And that's like so dope. You know, I've gotten to at least see Marcella's transition into her business from afar a little bit, from social media, from Instagram. And it's been amazing for me just to see the progress that she made in such a short amount of time. So I guess first, Marcella, I'll go ahead and ask you for one, what made you decide to go ahead and start this business? And two, what has that been like for you so far, just seeing such success in such a short amount of time? Was this everything that you expected? Did you already expect it to kind of take off right off the bat, or kind of just share what that's been like for you so far?
Yeah, so I started the business during the pandemic. Actually, I started it kind of like as a passion project because I was bored just in the house, like all of us were. And like, I basically got sick during the pandemic, and I noticed that there weren't that many health brands, wellness and beauty brands that felt inclusive and genuine. So I went ahead and sought out my manufacturer, and I created our hero product, which is our sugar-free apple cider vinegar gummies with vitamin C. And I launched about 8 months later, but I did a lot of market research beforehand, just researching other indie minority-owned businesses, following them all on Instagram, seeing what their influencer marketing strategies were like, basically seeing like how they position themselves in the market, what their product photography looked like, the press that they were getting. So I had a good amount of like research I was doing in the background. So I would definitely attribute that to why my business kind of looked like it was very put together, just because I spent a lot of time like researching, following them, reaching out to influencers, reaching out to other girls in the industry that were in beauty and health. And I got a lot of support, which I was really shocked about because I don't have a lot of followers. I'm just like a normal person, you know? So like people were probably like, oh, you have a lot of followers, that's why. It's like, no, I'm just literally a normal person. So like, I was really happy that people supported me in the industry. And yeah, it's been a good journey so far.
That's dope. And you said that it took you that long just as far as doing research. So would you say that you saw the vision right away as soon as you started creating this? Because for you to take that long amount of time just in research and preparation, just getting prepared to go ahead and launch this, like a lot of people would have quit after maybe a month or 2 months, or they would have kind of self-sabotaged themselves into saying, you know what, maybe this isn't going to work at all. So for you, how did you just keep that long-term vision and I guess not really worry about instant gratification, but really focus on delayed gratification, really just putting in that work time in and time out? Did that just come from you being confident and just seeing the long-term goal within the business? Or was it one of those things where you were just like, you know, it's going to work one way or another, so let me just put that work in right now?
I feel like I kind of, like I said, I started it as a hobby. So I wasn't really like thinking I knew I was gonna make money because I've always been good at like making money. Like I've always been good at stuff like that. So I knew I was gonna make some money, but I didn't think it was gonna be like a business. Like, you know what I mean? Like I thought this was gonna be my side hustle type of thing. And then also like prior to me launching, like I said, I did the market research. I started before I even had a product in like shop product photography. I started to build a following, like a small following, a small community on Instagram, just to like test the market and see like what people are liking, what people aren't liking. So like I would recommend to any entrepreneurs, whatever niche you're in, start the Instagram like now, and then follow people, figure out what works and what doesn't. And then when you launch, you already have a following and you already have like influencers that you can reach out to and can support your brand. So that's what I feel like definitely helped me. And then yeah, I wasn't really thinking of it to be like, you know, I didn't think like 3 weeks after me launching, I was going to get approached by a major retailer. So I was kind of just chilling, like doing it as a hobby. So yeah.
That's crazy that it took off that fast, like just 3 weeks. Was that something that, do you feel like just with all the time that you put in behind the scenes as well, just with the research, do you feel like you were kind of prepared when TJ Maxx approached you and said, hey, like, we want to go ahead and put this in stores? Do you feel like you are already prepared to basically take those next steps and take that next leap as far as having just your product in stores, or did it kind of catch you off guard and you were kind of like, oh man, like this is going a lot faster than I kind of expected it to go, like I don't really know what to do now?
Well, I strategically launched during Black History Month, which I knew that was gonna be the best strategy because I'm a Black woman entrepreneur. So I got some organic press from the Beauty Independent and Blue Vine Banking, which is my bank that I partner with now. They're one of my partners, which I'm really happy to say. But basically, yeah, they found me from a press release. TJ Maxx, the buyers at TJ Maxx found me from a press release, and they approached me. So, you know, I do feel like all of the work that I put behind prepared me. And I feel like I know some people are kind of would be like you said, like it's like you're caught off guard, like, and that those feelings were there, but I'm really like disciplined in creating like structures and making sure that when I'm ready, like I'm prepared for it. So I was kind of prepared for it. Like I already knew my packaging was dope. It looked like it could already be on shelves. I was prepared. Like I wasn't like, you shouldn't really do anything blindly. So like I was kind of like, I didn't know it was going to be a retailer, but I just knew that I had some things in place because I have a marketing background that, you know, was going to leverage my positioning. Plus, I'm a Black woman. Unfortunately, because of the George Floyd incident, you know, fortunately and unfortunately, a lot of people, a lot of retailers, a lot of major brands and businesses are trying to support Black owned businesses. So I knew that I could use that to my advantage. So I guess just really knowing my strengths and like playing off of them, because we as Black entrepreneurs right now are really valuable to a lot of these brands and companies. And I feel like we have to know our strength and know basically like our power in the situation, because right now we're kind of like the lit, you know, group of people who are starting businesses and having all this success. And I think like everybody should use it to their advantage if they can.
No, that's crazy. That's good. And that brings me to my next point. Like, just with all this taking place and you being so, like you said, you are very disciplined, you find out what you want to do, you're very well like organized. What would you say, since launching your own business or just seeing the success so far, what would you say has been like the, I guess, the most difficult part of it, or the something that you didn't expect? Was it like the behind the scenes work? Was it the payroll? Was it like what's been the biggest thing that's kind of caught you off guard that you didn't quite feel yourself like you were prepared for all the way?
Really retail is a different beast. You know, obviously when you start a business you want to diversify your sales channels. Like I have an e-commerce sales channel, retail is one of them if you want to do wholesale. So think like about like your sales channel strategy. I wanted to get into retailer. I didn't think it was going to be this fast, but retail is crazy because I had no idea about like purchase orders, which is basically when the retailer purchases your product. You have to check off a whole bunch. I am in the beauty supplement category. So, you know, they have to make sure that your product is like FDA approved, non-GMO stuff, all the claims that I claim on there, vegan, you know, obviously they're all up to par because of my manufacturer, but I had to go through that process. And then what really like caught me off guard is I was getting a lot of traction. Like my buyer from TJ Maxx, she put me into Marshalls as well. You know, she wanted like, she was asking me for like 6,000 units. But what people don't realize is that you have to upfront that money first. And industry standard is 60-day net terms. So you don't get that money till 60 days. So if my buyer asked for 6,000 units and I'm paying $7 a unit, I have to come up with like $30,000. And like, I was like, are you kidding me? Like, I'm a regular person. Like, I just was on a salary that wasn't even like, that's like half my salary. Like, you know what I mean? So like, just my perspective on money really changed a lot for the better. And I'm happy that I got to this point, because I think like, you know, working corporate 9 to 5, you get a check every 2 weeks. You're like, oh, this is my little check. Like now my money, like the way that my mind thinks about money, like $30,000 isn't a lot of money to me anymore. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's crazy to think about. I never thought in my mind that this is going to be happening so fast and stuff like that. But that's really what caught me off guard, because my mindset around money has shifted completely in less than a year. So now that I know how much money it costs to run a business, I respect a lot of small business owners, you know, for sure. Like, it's crazy.
Oh, that's crazy, but that's so dope that like it seems like just from the answers that you're giving me, it sounds like every issue or just every problem that you're running into, you're also just using it as a way to just learn more and just shift your mindset into having a more positive mindset. It sounds like you're in, from what I've seen, I've always seen you as like an abundant person, but it just sounds like this made you like live in abundance even more. And like you said, how now like 30,000, I don't see that as a lot of money because you're surrounded by all these other corporations now who are bringing in probably millions of dollars on a regular basis. That's probably just helped give you a new perspective into like the type of money that you can just generate for yourself. Like you said, like making 60,000, 70,000, 80,000 to a lot of people in the 9 to 5 field, like that's comfortable. I'm good. I have enough money to take care of me. If I have kids, family, whatever the case may be, we're good. As opposed to being with the big dogs now, like, and you could tell me if I'm wrong, but you've probably shifted to more so like, okay, yeah, 60,000 is cool, but I want to be making 60,000 a month. Now I could be wrong. That's just my own, that could just be how I think. But is that something that you feel has kind of just helped you shift your whole outlook on money just in general? Like, do you feel like it's more abundant to you and you have more of a just an abundant mindset just in general now?
Yeah, like I feel like in our community, especially, we have a lot of money blocks culturally. And I had to work through a lot of that um, when shifting my mindset through like journaling and just like kind of like doing my own little therapy, just like shifting like why I thought that. And now, yeah, like I'm like $30,000, I want to be able to make that in a month.
Right.
And then, you know, invest half of it into my business and like just keep on growing and feeding. Like, I want to be able to do that. I know that I'm on the right track. And now that I'm like shifting my mindset about it, I know that it'll come to me. But it took me starting a business to like learn that, you know, and it's crazy because it's like, those are my bills now. Like, those are my bills. My bills are like big dog bills. It's crazy, but it is what it is.
That's beautiful. I love to just hear that. And like you said, a lot of people don't realize, honestly, it just comes with taking that first step. Like if you could just take that first step just into the unknown, into that territory that you're not really used to, and just trust in yourself and just trust in the universe that like everything's gonna work out. Like a lot of times it will work out for you. You just have to change how you look at things basically. And so
Mhm.
with that being said, for you, like I know obviously over 2021 and 2020 just with starting everything, like it's been pretty successful, but just in general, your plans into 2022, you don't have to share too much, but just what are your goals for the Root Remedy just for 2022? Where do you see this going next year?
Yeah, so like 2021 was like my practice. It's definitely not a hobby anymore. Like, this is my business. I have to completely like put all my energy into it, and I'm really excited about it. It was like a practice, like a test run year for sure. I can't believe that I've almost been in business for a year. So next year is going to be like real business. Like, I want to, right now I'm actually looking for funding opportunities and investors. I have like, you know, I've been asking my manufacturer, pretty much anybody I know. And I'm actually going to be working with a capital investment group next year as well. So I'm trying to look for investors. Also, I want to hire people. I can't do this by myself. I had an intern, but I can't do this by myself. I have to have a team. I can't wait to have a team. Like, that's going to be one of my favorite things, because I just love building a team and just building that type of work environment. And we need more like chill, young entrepreneurs. Like, none like the corporate stuff is cool, but it's like, I feel like I'm more relatable. So I'd be a good employer. So I'm excited about that. And then we're also going to be moving into skincare, which I'm super excited about. So basically the goal for the Root Remedy is to take you on a complete self-care journey. So from beauty, our slogan is beauty from the inside out, or beauty from within. So basically with the skincare, you'll start with the supplements. So, you know, everybody knows that what you eat and what you put inside your body is a direct reflection of like your skin, your health, your hair, all of that stuff. So you'll start with the supplements and then you'll move to the skincare with using our products, and we'll basically provide our customers with a full self-care journey. So we're going to be doing that, coming out with a line of skincare, and then we're going to be coming out with some more gummies, and basically just dominating the market when it comes to beauty and health. And yeah.
Whew, 2022, that's going to be a big year. That's going to be a big year.
I'm
And
excited.
and where are these ideas coming from? Like, just does all this just come to you naturally, or was this just even going into the skincare route? Was that like always a part of the vision, or did you just wake up one day and just say like we're ready to just expand into other avenues as well?
I didn't want to go into skincare initially when I first started the business, because I felt like it was oversaturated. But I started to listen to my customers. Like, even though I have a small group, I'd say about like 20 influencers that I work with and talk to, or people who have tried my product and stuff, I look at like what people are doing in the market. And at first, you know, like I was a little discouraged because I was like, everybody's doing skincare. But then I'm like, this is what people need, you know what I mean? And really, my customer actually buys my product because the values are in alignment. So my target audience would buy, say for instance, they have, you know, two like skincare products. One is just a skincare product that's $7.99, and they don't care about like social causes, mental health, inclusivity, like any of the values that we stand by at the Root Remedy, and that's $7.99. But mine is $9.99. My customer would pay $2 extra because their values are in alignment with what they're buying. So I just use that basically. I think they call it like instead of like demographics, psychographics, to kind of like figure out what my customer would want. And there's definitely room in the market and money to be made for everybody. So I was like, and then it goes in alignment. It adds a different revenue stream for my business, because right now we only have one product, but it adds different revenue streams for my business to build and to have a complete line. And then we're going to have another line. So it's just, you know, looking into the future and trying to come up with what my customer wants, pretty much, because I mean, I'm not going to be buying my product. They are. So yeah.
That's cool. Okay, so that's all lined up for 2022. And I like what you mentioned just about being in alignment. Do you feel like for people who aren't necessarily in alignment, who maybe they do have maybe mental health issues, as we all tend to go through, or maybe they're battling depression, or just not really feeling their best healthy self, do you feel like just with these supplements that you're launching now, do you feel like you're providing people with just another tool? Obviously there's many tools that you need, but this is just another option for them to just take care of themselves better and just find that inner happiness or that inner peace, or just help become their authentic self and become more aligned just in life in general? Do you feel like that's also like one of your biggest goals, or like a main purpose for you just in everything, is just helping people kind of heal and get on the right track as far as that goes?
Yeah, like that's definitely one of the visions for my small business. One of our social causes is mental health advocacy. So that's something that we definitely stand on. We recently did our first sponsorship in Atlanta with Joy Day, which is a nonprofit organization that helps people with mental health issues. And we donated $1,200 worth of product, and we raised money for single moms during the holidays. So that's definitely something that I'm investing into my community when it comes to mental health advocacy, and coming out with products, like you said, that basically take people on a self-care journey, which is our goal, you know? So something about being in a routine helps people mentally. So like, start with our supplements, then do the face wash, then do our toner, then do our moisturizer, and then you're just like glowed up Root Remedy. So that's pretty much where we're gonna go with it.
Feel good. You feel good when you do all that. So I know exactly where you're coming from and what you mean. And I think that's big. especially just in the Black community as well, because a lot of times we don't like to kind of admit when we're going through certain things, or when we're not necessarily feeling the best. And we all know when you look good, what is the saying? How does it go? When you look good, you feel
Feel
good.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. And when you feel good, you play good. And when you play good, you pay good. That's Deion Sanders. So I don't know if you know those other two parts, but that's just big. And I feel like just, and not even just in the Black community, but just people in general really need to take time to just be more aligned, and take better care of themselves, and really just find the happiness that we're all looking for. So that's amazing. I'm super proud of you and just everything that you have going on. Just for the people watching, go ahead and shout out your Instagram. Like, where can people go ahead and find you at on Instagram?
Yeah, you can find us at therootremedy.com if you want to purchase any of our products. Sign up for our email list, because we definitely send out emails on any product launches, anything that we're doing in the community. And then you can also find us at The Root Remedy on Facebook and Instagram.
Dope. Well, hey, I'm super excited to see what's in store for 2022. Before we end this interview, I want you to go ahead and just give some words of encouragement or just advice to anybody. And it doesn't matter if they're young, if they're older, if they're looking to leave their 9 to 5. Like, what's one piece of advice you would give to somebody who's kind of in the same position that you were just in the past year, just looking to start something new? I know you mentioned that it was just starting off as a hobby, but it kind of ventured more into you kind of going into the unknown, and doing things that you weren't so familiar with. Like, what's one piece of advice you would give to somebody who's possibly looking just to go ahead and start their own business as well?
I would say definitely work off a set of core values for your business, for yourself as well, but especially when it comes to your business structure, just because whatever you value for your business, you can go back to those values and remember why you're doing it, because it gets really tough, financially as a small business, going up and down, things happen when it comes to supply chain. Anything can happen, like literally anything can happen. But if you go back to like the pillars and the core values, that why you're starting it and what you believe in as a business, then I think that'll definitely help motivate you during the tough times.
And there we got it. Well, hey, Marcella, I appreciate you coming on, getting this interview done. Can't wait to see what 2022 has in store. You guys, make sure you go ahead and visit her website. Go ahead and make sure you visit the Instagram, and watch out, because it's going to be in TJ Maxx, Marshalls. She going to be taking over all stores. She can be global with it, y'all. So don't forget where you saw her at. But I appreciate you so much for coming on. And to everybody watching, we'll see you guys in the next video. We out.